Hey everyone, and welcome back to Podcasts for Artists. I think we can all agree that between prepping canvases, mixing paints, all that good stuff, the last thing most of us really want to be thinking about is algorithms and hashtags.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we all want people to see what we're doing, right? So today we're tackling a topic that's both, I think, crucial, very important for artists, but also kind of a headache sometimes. We're talking Instagram growth for artists.
Yeah, and the good news is it doesn't have to take over your whole life, It doesn't have to be this big scary thing. We're talking about strategies that really you can fit into your day like in little pockets. It's not going to make you stay up all night trying to post a reel or something,
Right. Because seriously, who has time for that when you've got a masterpiece, brewing in the studio? I came across this article, Instagram growth for artists in 30 minutes per day, and it's on marketyourart.net. And I don't know, it just really clicked with me, this whole idea that even just making these small efforts consistently can have a really big impact over time.
Yeah,
I like that.
absolutely. It's um, you know, if you think about it, it's kind of like the difference between frantically cramming for a test the night before versus actually just studying a little bit each day.
Right.
Like which one is actually going to stick with you?
Totally.
You know what I mean? And it's the same thing with building a presence online. This consistency, it builds momentum. And that goes for your actual art practice, getting in the studio every day. But it also goes for how people find you online.
Okay, so tell me a little more about this 30-minute plan. Does it involve magic spells or something?
Okay.
Because I'm all ears if it does.
I wish. No magic spells, but it does break down these really actionable steps that you can take each day. And, it's a 5-day plan and each day has a different focus. So it's not like you're trying to do all these things at once. It kind of breaks it down and makes it hopefully feel a little less overwhelming.
Yeah, I like where this is going. So walk me through it. What does day one look like? Give me the details.
All right. So day one, we're talking about laying the groundwork, right? So you're going to post a high quality image of your latest piece. And I don't mean just snapping a quick picture on your phone, although you can definitely get good results that way too.
Sure.
But really think about this, what is the lighting, what's in the background? Maybe even add some props that kind of go with your style.
Ooh, like a mini photo shoot for your art.
Exactly.
Okay, I can get down with that. I kind of get into that part. I like staging things just so.
Yeah.
It's like another creative outlet in a way.
It is. And, speaking of creative, don't forget about those captions, people connect with stories. So if you can share, what inspired you to create the piece, or maybe talk about some challenges that you faced while you were making it, or even just ask people a question to try to get a conversation started, that's going to make a big difference.
See, that's where I always get stuck. What do I say beyond here's my new painting?
Right.
Sometimes I feel like I'm overthinking it.
Yeah. You're definitely not alone. I think a lot of people feel that way. But honestly, a good caption can make all the difference. Think about it this way. You've put your heart into this artwork, right?
Yeah.
So let people see that passion. Make them feel something when they read those words.
Okay, I'm making a note. More feeling, less just posting. Right?
Yeah.
What else is on that day one agenda?
Yes, we have to talk about the dreaded hashtags. I know some artists totally roll their eyes at them.
Simply.
But I'm telling you strategically, they are your ticket to getting discovered by new people.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I've definitely fallen down that rabbit hole of adding a million generic hashtags and just kind of hoping and praying that something sticks.
Right.
I'm not sure it's worked that well for me.
Yeah. And I think the key there is to be specific. Really think about who is your ideal audience, who are you trying to reach with your work, and what might they be searching for on Instagram. If you're a ceramic artist who makes whimsical mugs, for example,
Yep.
Using hashtag mug life is a good start. But also think about hashtag handmade ceramics, or hashtag potter lover, or hashtag unique gifts. You get the idea.
Okay, so it's about putting myself in the shoes of someone who would actually love and appreciate my work.
Yes.
That makes way more sense than just using whatever the most popular ones are.
Yeah. Exactly. And honestly, don't be afraid to experiment, see what's working, which hashtags are bringing you the most engagement, and then adjust your strategy as needed. Think of it as an ongoing experiment, not a one-time thing.
Right. Day one is down. We've got our post, we've got our captivating caption, and our hashtag strategy in place. What's next on this 30-minute adventure?
So day two, this is where we get to kind of pull back the curtain a little bit and invite people into our creative process.
Ooh, fun.
Right. So think about it. Like when you're scrolling through Instagram and you see other artists, like what is it that catches your eye? Like what makes you stop and want to see more? Maybe it's the way that they mix their colors or the textures that they create, or honestly, even just like the messy chaos of their studio.
Oh, I love those messy studio shots.
Right.
It's like a little sneak peek into their brain, you know? And it also makes them seem so much more relatable. Like they're not just these magical beings who just produce, perfect art all the time. Like they're real people
Yeah.
with like, paint splatters on their jeans, just like me.
Exactly. And Instagram stories, those are the perfect place to share those kind of behind the scenes moments.
Okay.
Think about like little time lapses or quick tutorials, or even just you talking about what inspired you for a new piece.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
People love that stuff.
Okay, I have to admit, I get a little intimidated by video.
Yeah.
Like, what if I say something dumb or the lighting's bad or, what if my cat walks across my palette while I'm filming?
Okay, first of all, cat videos are always a win on the internet.
True, true.
Let's be real. But no, seriously, don't overthink it.
Okay.
Stories are meant to be like casual and authentic.
Yeah.
People want to see the real you, not some like polished, perfect version of you.
Yep.
And if you mess up, laugh it off. It just makes you more human.
All right, I'm going to try and, like, embrace the imperfections.
There you go.
So what else does day 2 have in store for us?
Well, don't forget about engaging with other artists and other accounts that inspire you.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Leave thoughtful comments, share their posts, participate in challenges, be a part of the community.
I actually love doing that.
Okay.
It's so fun.
Right.
It's like a virtual art walk almost, where you can just discover all these new amazing creators and kind of connect with them.
Yeah.
It's way more fun than just scrolling aimlessly through my feed.
Absolutely. And, it's not just about being like a good community member, although it is that too. It actually also helps you get your name out there.
Oh, okay.
Because, when you engage with other people, their followers might see your comment and then they might check out your profile.
Oh, that's smart.
It's like the subtle way to kind of expand your reach.
So it's a win-win. I get to support other artists and potentially grow my own audience at the same time.
Exactly.
I'm on board with that. Bring on day 3.
All right. Day 3, we're getting deep. We're talking about captivating captions.
Ooh.
We touched on this a little bit with day 1, but I want to kind of really dive deep into this idea.
Okay.
Because instead of just describing what people are seeing in the image, you can use your captions to tell a story or, evoke emotion or even just ask a question, kind of like we were talking about before, to spark conversation.
Oh, man. Captions are like my nemesis.
Huh.
I feel like I'm either saying way too much or not nearly enough.
Right.
Like, how do I find that sweet spot?
Yeah, it's tricky.
Yeah.
But think about it this way. Think about like if you were standing next to someone at an art gallery
Yeah.
and you were kind of like, showing them your piece, would you just be like, that's a painting of a tree?
Right, right.
Or would you tell them about like the day you spent, wandering through the forest and the way that the sunlight filtered through the leaves and, all the emotions that it stirred up within you?
I would definitely go for the poetic forest story.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's like the caption is your chance to give people a glimpse into your soul, not just your brushstrokes.
I like that. It's so true.
Right.
Yeah.
And don't forget to use what we call a call to action at the end of that caption.
Oh, yeah?
So ask people what they think or, invite them to visit your website or, check out your Etsy shop, whatever it might be, or just even encourage them to, share their own art experiences.
Right, because we want them to do more than just like double tap and keep scrolling,
Yeah.
right? We want them to actually engage and connect and like become a part of the conversation.
Now you're getting it. And speaking of engagement, let's move on to day 4, which is all about, we've been talking about those messy studio shots, right?
Yes.
So now it's time to take that a step further and actually show people how the magic happens through the power of video.
Okay, I'm still a little hesitant about the video, but I'm willing to give it a try.
Okay.
What kind of videos like work best for showing that artistic process?
Yeah, that's a good question. Time lapses, those are always a hit, especially if you have a process that's, kind of long and involved and intricate. People are just like mesmerized by watching a blank canvas transform into a masterpiece.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
You could also do like a quick tutorial, if there's a specific technique or a tip that you've learned.
Ooh, a tutorial. Yeah, that's a really good idea. I'm always getting questions about how I get like certain effects
Right.
and stuff.
Yes.
So that would be a fun way to kind of like share my knowledge and like, connect with people who actually want to learn.
Yes, exactly. And don't forget about reels.
Oh yeah, reels.
Those are, short, engaging, and they're just a really good way to reach a wider audience.
For sure.
So you could do like a quick flip through of your sketchbook or, share a sneak peek of a work in progress or even just do like a fun behind the scenes of like your studio life, just something kind of quick and fun.
Okay, I'm starting to see the potential of video here.
Yeah.
It's not just about like showing off. It's about, like you were saying, sharing and teaching and connecting with people who are like genuinely interested in what I do.
Yes, exactly.
All right, day 4. Let's do this. What's on the agenda for our final day?
All right, day 5. This is where it all comes together.
Okay,
We're going to maximize your impact and put your best foot forward, right?
I like it.
So we're going to tackle 2 things that might seem small, but they make a big difference. We're going to talk about carousel posts
Okay.
in your bio.
Carousel posts, those are the ones where you can like swipe through multiple images, right?
Yep, exactly.
I'll admit, I usually just kind of breeze past those, if I'm being honest. Like, what makes them so special?
Well, think of them as like mini exhibitions within your feed.
Oh, okay.
Right. So let's say you've just finished like a series of paintings and they all have like a common theme.
Okay.
Maybe they're all cityscapes or portraits of people wearing hats, whatever inspires you, you know?
Right.
Instead of posting them all separately, create a carousel that actually tells a story as people swipe through.
Okay, that's way more interesting than just seeing like a random assortment of images.
Right.
Yeah. It's like you're curating a little experience for your audience.
Exactly. And you can get creative with it too. Maybe each image zooms in on a different detail, or you could alternate between like finished pieces and progress shots. It's about keeping people engaged and making them want to see what's next.
I'm already getting ideas.
See?
I love that it's a way to kind of like, showcase more of your work without overwhelming people's feeds.
Exactly.
Okay, so what about the bio? I feel like I update mine every other week and it just never feels quite right.
Yeah, the bio, that's a tricky one.
Yeah.
But it's important. Think of your bio as like your elevator pitch to the art world.
Mm-hmm.
You want to make it count. So keep it concise, tell people who you are and what you create, and most importantly, include a call to action.
A call to action. Isn't it like kind of obvious? Just look at my pretty pictures.
Well,
That
it
way.
never hurts to be direct. Tell people exactly what you want them to do, whether it's visit your website or sign up for your email list or check out your Etsy shop, whatever it might be.
Oh, okay. So don't leave them hanging. Give them a clear path to follow.
Exactly.
Got it.
Make it easy for them.
Okay. So we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about hashtags and captions, behind the scenes stories,
Mhm.
carousel posts, video.
Lot, right.
It's a lot to take in, but it's good stuff.
It is. And, it's a journey, not a sprint, right?
Yeah.
And the most important thing at the end of the day is to find what feels authentic to you in your art.
Yeah.
Not every strategy is going to resonate with every artist, and that's okay. Experiment, have fun with it, and don't be afraid to let your personality shine through.
I love that because at the end of the day, it's our unique voices and visions that make us stand out, in this sea of perfectly curated squares.
All right. So for those of you who are ready to dive deeper into this 30 minutes a day plan, we've got you covered. You can find the full article, Instagram Growth for Artists in 30 Minutes Per Day, on marketyourart.net. The link is in our episode description. Happy growing, everyone.